Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now in today's video on the Eric Outer portion of my Outer Limitless YouTube channel, well, here in my hands, this is the Sig P365XL. Now, literally I'm just beyond my 10th video on this channel and, well, I'm already dabbling into my second firearm, so it did not take too long to get to this point. And in full disclosure, I actually haven't even had a chance to get to the range just yet with my 365. However, the sort of fact hit me that, well, the 365 is pretty awesome. There's a lot of great things. I think it's going to be a perfect carry gun for me. But at the same time, I knew that if I got the 365XL, it would open up a bunch of doors for a few reasons. One is, well, at this point, I kind of get the benefit of not just two guns, but really two guns and four configurations. The awesome thing about the Sig P365, and many of you are probably perfectly aware, well, these are completely modular, but they're also interchangeable. So there are components of each of these that you can kind of mix and match and swap around. So that gives me four different combinations. And at that point, to be honest, it really gives me the project that I'm looking for. It gives me enough content to get started, something to look forward to, plenty of modularity, a bunch of things that I can mix and match and just have some fun with as I get into firearms. Now, with that said, at this time on my channel, this is really novice to novice. I'm just getting started in the firearms world. And so, well, there's a whole bunch of people here that I'm sure will stumble into this video and are a little more expert, a little more seasoned veteran at this point because my channel is a little bit novice to novice. If you are a little more advanced and you have some good advice and you can weigh in, your advice is always welcome. I would love to hear your comments below. So if there's anything you can weigh on, do me a favor, leave some comments below, some tips, some tricks, or some things that you can add to this conversation. But today, the Sig P365XL. Now, I am going to premise this entire video by saying all of these are clear and safe. No ammo anywhere to be found, with the exception of I do have some dummy rounds. Kind of like to keep these, gives me a little bit of a function check from time to time when I mess around with my firearm. But here, the two of these, what we're going to do today, I'm going to sort of compare and contrast a little bit, but it's sort of different than that. It's not just compare and contrast, but really going through some of the thought process on what I'm going to do from here moving into the future, the different modular capabilities of these, some of the accessories that I'm looking to add on to these, and how I expect to use these in a couple of different roles. And so with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. And so yes, the Sig P365 Micro Compact and XL. Now, could I go forward with either one of these being really my only firearm? Could it be my everyday carry? Could it be my home defense? It could. Should it be? I don't know. But is it going to be? No, because, well, now I have two. And I can play with these, I can mix and match, and I can learn about them together. Now, there are some very significant differences between these two firearms. First things first. Micro Compact versus XL. Now, let's talk about the XL because in reality, even as an XL, this is still quite compact. When you look at it here, assembled, magazine, still a fairly compact firearm, which is perfectly fine for everyday carry, concealed carry, or whatnot, but this gives you a little more build-out capability than the Micro Compact. The Micro Compact, for me, absolutely perfect for that everyday carry, absolutely perfect for concealed carry, and is what I am going to intend to use this for. Now, with that said, will I conceal carry the XL? It's hard to say, but I do have some projects coming up that will leverage some of the additional features that you see here on the XL. And so as we get into the comparison here, just some real basic things. So first and foremost, of course, the XL is larger. You will notice it has a longer grip. Now, both of these are 10 round capacity. That is the maximum legal capacity in my particular state. So I cannot go beyond that. And you'll notice that these are both the standard 10 round clip. This one here with a pinky extension, this one without. And as I get my fingers on here, both of these indexing just about the same. So with the pinky extension, you'll see just about the same. But what about the micro compact without the extension? And so here you will see the flush mag. That is definitely shorter. And the real difference being, well, my pinky on the XL completely getting a full grip there. And then here on the micro compact, it's kind of like halfway. So it's not like a major difference. However, what I can tell you is it is definitely enough to matter. First, in overall grip. Now, will that impact me shooting wise? I mean, like I said, I have not even shot this technically yet. But I'm going to say, yes, it will impact me, even if I don't know it. But beyond that, this definitely being shorter greatly aids in my carry capability. I have been carrying this on an everyday basis. I have been concealed carrying it, and I can tell you there is a definitive difference between the shorter plate and then the extension plate here on the mag. So that does make a difference. So really at that point, I guess what are the additional features? Well, you can see pretty clearly the triggers are different. So on the micro compact, you end up with a curved trigger. On the XL, a flat trigger. Now, theoretically, if I wanted to play around, I could switch the fire control unit around if I really wanted, this micro compact to potentially have the flat trigger. Do I want to do that? I don't know. Does it matter? I don't know. I could actually change out the trigger anyway. But I'm just saying, the fact of the matter is you can kind of play with these configurations to your advantage if you want to do so. Now, one of the next major differences, the length of the slide. So you can see here, the XL next to the micro compact. And that is going to be one of the biggest fundamental differences. Now, there you can see the extension on the barrel. So on the XL, the extension on the barrel, that's really where your additional length is made up over the micro compact. But what that does mean is that your handle grip module is actually the same lay length, which is really nice because that means you can actually take the barrel and slide off of the micro compact and install it onto the XL. And we're going to do that in a little bit. But the opposite is also true. You can take the barrel and slide off the XL and place it on the micro compact. So that's what I've been saying is, well, now I have 2 firearms, but I get the benefit of 4 different configurations. And actually, more than that, if you start swapping out your triggers and your firing control unit in different combinations. So it is definitely very cool. Now you'll notice on the back side here, on the micro compact, not much in the way of a beaver tail. Yet here on the XL, you have that exposed beaver tail. Now the fact that this is just a little bit bigger, a little bit longer in most dimensions, but also with that beaver tail does take away a little bit from the overall carry capability. I have also EDC'd this, I've also concealed carry it. It is quite concealable, and at times, for me, depending on what I've been wearing, has been almost equal, if not more concealable in a strange sort of way. I don't know what it is. I can't really pin it, but it just sits very well. I have found that this does conceal extremely well, even given the slightly larger overall dimensions from the micro compact. But moving forward, you will notice that the rear sights do vary just a bit. As we get into this here, you will notice that on the micro compact, they're a little bit more rounded out right there, and they're actually also not quite as deep. On the XL, well, these are a little more square, just a bit, and they are also deeper. And the other thing that's an extremely important fact, well, here on the micro compact, you'll see that these are mounted directly onto the slide, where here on the XL, they're actually mounted onto a removable plate. And that removable plate makes this firearm optics ready. So this does have the ability to utilize an optic, which is awesome, and I am planning on doing so. So I do have future reviews coming up, swapping this out. Now I will have to play some games. This is a little bit of a proprietary plate. So what that means is you do need to get adapters. Now I am going to get into this as a standalone review at a later time, leveraging the P365XL with this outer impact adapter plate, and then also here, this Creative XP Glass Eagle red dot sight. So these will be in upcoming reviews if you're interested. But for the meantime, well, back to the differences between the 365XL and the Micro Compact. For the most part, that does cover the bulk of the differences. As you look through the rest of this, very similar overall. They are constructed exactly the same. Everything from the fit and finish, the serrations, the way the sights pretty much lay out. Minor little differences here and there, but we've covered the big ones. So at this point, well, what else can we do with these? Let's play the mix and match game. And so something to consider is that the magazine length on the Micro Compact and the XL are different. Here, the Micro Compact, here, the XL. You'll notice they are different. Now, I am not an expert. I do not claim to be. And again, back to one of my original statements, I am a novice. However, and feel free to weigh in the comments below, what I really want to know is, could I potentially take the magazine from my XL, insert it, that goes in just fine, and that actually gives me a little bit of an additional pinky extension. Now, is this play going to matter? Does that mean I'm driving it home too far? Is that going to cause any damage? I mean, it was a good, solid, positive click. Did not feel like it was going all too far. And at this point, I mean, seems to pretty much function exactly as I need to. So weigh in the comments below. I'm curious to hear your opinion if this would work. But if it does, that's kind of nice in a way where, well, now I can start to sort of play games with my magazines on my carry situation, depending on what's going on. Really would give me a little bit of flexibility depending on my circumstances. But here, just fully removing the magazines, we're going to get into this in some more details. So at this point, we're going to take down both of these. So dropping this slide back, dropping the takedown, sliding that off. So here the XL setup, and exact same thing here with the Micro Compact. So again, just going to take this down completely. And here you go. And this is where the fun really begins because, well, we can really start to play some games. So for example, well, we can just simply do this. That's pretty cool because now at this point, I end up with the long slide, long barrel, short handle, or also the long handle, short slide, short barrel, which is definitely fun. And if we wanted to go even further, well, removing the firing module is quite simple. There is no problem at all. In fact, all you really do is take a punch and push down. Actually, I found it's easier to go from this side. Push that down, very simple. This little pin starts to pop out. Just get it on, with the pliers and pull that right out. So from there, all you really do is pull up on the back side and that comes right out. So this is extremely easy to play around with, have some fun, and start to experiment. So now with the Micro Compact, I'm going to do the exact same thing. So pulling this out, sliding this out of the way. Again, pulling up on the back side, and popping that right out. So there you go. So let's take this to the next level and say, well, what if you really wanted to sort of switch this up? Well, you can literally go boop, boop. There you go. So depending on what you want for your trigger setup, that'll work out pretty well. And I think it's just really neat that you can get this level of combination with these two firearms. But I'm not gonna do that. I do like the idea that I'm leaving this setup kinda as it was. So I'm gonna build myself out an XL, and I'm gonna build myself out a micro compact. Now, talk about aftermarket support, and you don't need to go too far. In fact, you can start to get some customizability from Sig directly. So here I have a Sig XL handle grip module, which will, at this point, replace my black handle. So going here with the flat dark earth, very cool. Love the idea of that. Now I can really mix and match, so that's gonna give me a little bit of variety and color. And the next thing is, well, what if I want to change out for my micro compact? Here I have one Cerakoted in OD green. So now we're really starting to change things up. And well, at this point, here is my original grip module. Now, I did buy a second one in black. It came without a mag release. I am a little bit concerned about this for a couple of reasons. One is, well, it came without the manual safety, which I knew that. The good thing is it is marked on the inside and should be very simple to cut that out. I can do this with ease. That's not my concern. My concern is, and I will cover this in another video, that this might not be factory. I am a little suspect of this, but I'm not too sure. So anyway, we will ignore that for now, but you can see now all my black grip modules sliding aside. Now, why am I gonna do all this? Well, a couple things. I kind of want to make it stylish and look a little different. That's one thing. But the other thing is, I am going to set up my XL ultimately by the end of all of this, probably back to the original configuration, but we're going to play just for a couple minutes. But anyway, to get it to the point where it's more household ready, my home self-defense. And with that said, I'm going to set up the flat dark earth grip module with all the bells and whistles, but I'm going to leave my black grip module stripped down and ready to carry so that it's efficient and easy, and I can just swap out the fire control module, my slide and barrel, and this can go with me. And that's going to make this very flexible and versatile. So one of the things I'm going to say, as I got into the Sig P365 as my first firearm, I knew that this was the type of project I wanted. I knew I wanted something that would take me beyond just simply having a firearm, but now giving me some flexibility and the ability to really play. But let's make up this micro compact. So dropping the fire control unit in here, pops into place, pushing down the back side. This should go fairly quick and easy. There you go, no problem. A little click there, taking the pin, setting that into place. Now, depends, sometimes it's easier to get it in from one side versus the other, and there, it's going in. I take my punch and just kind of push this down into place. It does sometimes get a little snug. Now, this green is Cerakoted, and I can feel that there's a little Cerakoting in that hole. So there we go, pushing easy. This will click, so if you go too far, you want to make sure that it's got a good positive click. And I believe that's all set. So at this point, taking the micro compact handle, putting on the XL slide and barrel. Now the first thing, make sure the takedown is still out of the way. And then the manual safety here, you can see if you're not careful, that will pop up. So I'm just going to keep that down. Taking this and sliding it now into place. There you go. And all set. So, ba-boom, here you go. Now I need my shorter mag. Popping this in. Done. So taking a look here at the micro compact with the longer barrel and that pinky extension. Very cool. Now the Cerakote's got me a little bit by surprise. It is quite grippy. So I have now added additional grip to this with the Cerakote. It feels really good in my hands and I feel good lockup overall. So that's pretty cool. Now at this point, just doing a function check. There we go. Yep. Perfect. And that's kind of why I like dummy rounds. Sometimes gives you the ability to function check this and make sure it's going to work okay. Now I do have a little concern here. What's going on? I do need to take a look at that. Hang tight. Getting back into it here, just a little adjustment. And this seems to be just fine. No problem. So, yeah, just working through the function check and everything here looking mighty nice. But now building out, well, the XL grip module again in FDE. So here, I'm gonna take the firing control unit, put it at a little bit of an angle, pushes right in. Seating down, if you're careful, boom, no problem. Clicks right in. It's pretty simple. Just takes a little bit of getting used to it. Taking my pin, and again, usually setting it in from this side seems to work a little bit better. This one, you can see, I can push it right in because it doesn't have that little bit of Cerakote inside the hole. So the tolerances are just a little bit wider. And this is where you can get the click. There it is, I felt it. Perfect. So that's sitting in nicely, making sure that my takedown lever is out of the way and that the manual safety is down. Now getting my slide. This all looks good. Sliding it right into place here. Boom. No problem. Getting the mag. Got some dummy rounds in here. There you go. Function check. Perfect. Working good. So no worries at all. This here is another cool combination where you get the long handle, yet at the same time you end up with the short barrel, and this just looks really cool. I like this color combination a lot. I think it's pretty slick. And so now again, you get two completely different combinations. Not only have I completely changed up the look, but I've also changed up the feel, the shootability, the concealability, many different things that by having both of these models, you can really mix and match, play with, understand, and grow to understand. And I am absolutely pumped about that. I think this is fantastic. Again, this gives me the project I am really looking for. I mean, was the 365 good alone? Of course. But now with the XL, it's fantastic. And so just some final thoughts about my intentions for the XL grip. Again, this tan is going to be my, call it, home defense firearm. So I have this Recover Tactical Picatinny rail adapter, which I'm going to put on this grip here. I'm going to build this grip out completely, and I'm going to leave it that way. And this is going to live as my home defense firearm. Regardless of the size and barrel, it's really about building out the grip. But what I do think is chances are pretty likely I will put the optic on the longer barrel and the longer slide, and that will live on the larger grip. So I will get the benefit of a fully built out XL handle grip with the slide ready to go. And if I so choose, I can just swap this out for my stock black handle and have it a little more concealed carry ready. And so with that said, that's pretty exciting, and well, shame on me because I gotta get myself some range time. I am absolutely looking forward to firing these. So in a follow-up video, what we will do, get these to the range, and we're gonna try out all of these combinations together. So keep an eye out for one of my future videos. And so, all right, guys, there you have it. 2 firearms, 4 combinations, and a whole bunch of fun. I am absolutely excited to have both the Sig P365 and 365XL. Now, I know that's a lot of money to invest into firearms, but at the end of the day, if you are a firearm fan and you have a growing collection or just looking to have a couple of good quality firearms in your home, this can definitely do it. Now, again, what is my intended use for these? Well, a few things. 1, grow and learn, have some fun, modularity, flexibility, and the ability to really sort of tweak things out to my exact needs. But 2, have something that I can build out probably a little bit bigger towards that home defense firearm, even though, you know, people will say, well, you should be getting a shotgun, and yeah, I get all that, and that's fine. But I'm saying home defense handgun. How's that? And also an EDC concealed carry capable weapon. So all in all, these will definitely do it, and in a couple of different configurations. Really, to be honest with you, all 4 would do, but I think we're going to find some pros and cons with each. Now, moving forward, it's going to be absolutely fantastic to get these into good practical range time. I am looking forward to it, just trying to find the opportunity to get out there, but I'm pretty much ready to go. So in the near future, you will see another follow-up video looking at these in the range, using them in all 4 combinations to compare, contrast, pros and cons, and all the good stuff that comes with testing. And then furthermore, I've already talked about the fact that I will be building these out, and when I do, you're going to see some follow-up reviews on some other products, so definitely keep an eye out. And if you've liked this content, I really urge you, please check out my Outer Limitless YouTube channel, which is my primary channel. If you like outdoor camping, backpacking, different types of gear, even EDC and tactical gear, take a look at my Outer Limitless YouTube channel. So alright guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.